Welcome in, everyone. It's your boy KJ Majority, also known as the Diddy conspiracy theorist. We got Marty, also known as Tina, also known as Shanae Roseanne Wakanda Wolf, also known as Lil Nene on the beat.
Hello.
You don't remember this? You don't remember this lore?
I don't remember having Roseanne in my name.
Yeah, Roseanne's new.
I'm pretty sure I put
KJ
Roseanne in there
couldn't-
before.
You said
no,
Kenya.
Kenya.
No, Kenya a part of that too. That's the full name. You know her name long as shit.
You never put Roseanne. Look, he can't even keep up with my
I'm pretty sure I put Roseanne in
y'all.
there.
Nah.
I think y'all just trying to gaslight me. It's okay though. We got Simply Soju, also known as Soju, also known as the Coochie Barber, in the building.
Screaming.
Nah, I'm just trying to look at him. I ain't trying to shave him.
And we are Unhinged and Unfiltered, also known as Is Love Truly Blind?
Yes and no.
Also I realized I never say what's up to the chat, like when we do this. Like I never say like, oh, we also got the homies in the chat in the building. So we got Minato, we got Asta, we got Big Dante in the building, you know what I mean? Shout out to the
I'll
chat.
get a resounding yer.
You feel me?
I have to.
All right. So instead of doing our weekly question, I'm gonna ask y'all, how do y'all feel about Love is Blind so far? I know you guys haven't watched episode 6 yet, and I believe there's like 3 new episodes that dropped today.
Yes. It's up to episode 9 now.
Yeah. So no one on this show has seen 9, the 7 through 9. I've seen episode 6, but the 2 ladies have not.
No. So
Damn.
I want to say that this season so far, what I've watched, at least when it comes to their stories, a bitch was just crying. Like,
there was
so
everybody
much
had so much family
sadness.
loss. Yeah.
I mean, besides Tim,
everybody did.
Everyone.
Who else had like? Because I ain't gonna lie, Tim shit made me cry.
No,
but who else?
Leo.
Oh yeah, all his people died in a year.
Yeah.
That was tragic. I feel like what's his name?
Tyler.
Yeah, I think Tyler did too.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like, I'm not gonna hold you. I think all of the men, I'm not sure about the women, they all had someone that has passed from their family. Like, it was insane how much like
death
there was this season. But also the ladies are winning. They're winning. The men
No, because before me and Tina watched episode 1, I was telling Tina that I had been seeing mad skits about Love is Blind, and it was not anything that happened in the show. It was just skits being like, the women goddesses, beautiful, 10 out of 10. These bitches are fine. The men, they aight.
Right. Like, they're okay.
I feel like I don't know. I thought Tyler was good looking.
Yeah, no, he's okay.
Who?
Damn.
Tyler.
Yeah, no, he's not ugly. He's one of the ones that are, like Soju said, he's okay. Like, he, compared to the other ones, he's up there. I would say, dude, man, I forgot his name. The one with the curly hair.
Oh, Steven.
Yeah, Steven.
Yeah, he's not super, like, he's not bad to look at, but
yeah, no, when
and we said Garrett looked like
he looks like skinny Steve before he became Steve, like before he became Captain America.
Oh, y'all didn't see it, but it's not really a spoiler, but someone called him the middle class Steve Rogers.
Yes, no, literally,
Yeah, for sure.
literally.
I'm not
Like
gonna hold
haircut
you.
and everything.
Before we knew Nick's name, I said, "Oh, who let Vegeta in here?" That
No,
shit was
she did.
crazy.
She did. He's like, okay. And speaking about
His
the
hairline's crazy.
no, yeah. But aside from like physicality,
I don't fuck
that motherfucker, bro. Him and Leo. Oh, don't get me started on
trifling.
Leo, bitch. Like,
Wait, y'all don't like Garrett?
No, we don't like Nick.
Nick.
Oh. Yeah,
And
listen.
Leo bum ass, bro.
So with Leo, right? He was pissing me off from
the
jump.
beginning.
Because so his whole thing was like, I don't want someone marrying me for my money. But all he would talk about is his fucking money.
Yes, he was like, oh, I know I'm well off. Like, okay, bitch, we get it. You have money. You inherited this money from your parents or your father, whatever. You don't need to keep saying it. Like, oh, I got a Rolex. Like, bro, okay.
Right.
It was like that was his whole personality was like, oh, I know I'm well off, guys. I know I grew up rich. You know, I'm conscious of it. You know, I'm not like these other rich guys who would who's all flashy and shit. It's like, bro, but you constantly talking about it. It's just as bad.
Yes, exactly.
Like every second he was on screen,
he mentioned it. He mentioned it every single time. Like, okay, we get it. He character wise, like personality wise, he's very manipulative in how he speaks. Like the whole, obviously spoilers for those who are in chat if you may watch the show. That whole thing he did with Hannah, like their very last date, and she fucking like she was there bawling because he flipped the script on her, like, oh, I love you, Hannah, like I want to marry you now. What do you say? Like, what are we doing?
And then to be like, oh, the breakup was mutual. Like,
no, it was not.
Bro, you had her boohoo crying because you're like, pick me, please, please.
Yeah, no, he literally said, pick me. Choose me.
Love me.
Yes.
Like, shout out to Grey's Anatomy.
Like, fuck.
Bro.
And Hannah went into that like happy as fuck. Like she was breaking up with Leo. Like she was so happy because she finally made a decision. She was no longer between the dudes. And he's like, you're not even giving this experiment a chance. Isn't this what we're here to do? Is find the connection? And I'm like, yeah, she found it, bro. Shut up. Like,
exactly. Because her whole thing was that, like, you know, both of them had two connections and they made that very clear. But her other connection was like, nah, listen, you're my only one. I'm about it. I love you. Like, you're and also to me, I felt like her and Nick had a better connection than her and Leo. It's just that Leo was the safer option.
Well, that is true.
I don't even think that Leo actually liked Hannah. I think he just wanted Hannah because she was something different than he normally dates.
Yeah, and he said that quite a lot too. Like, and he knew that like Brittany was like previous girls he's dated and all of that. Like, but also speaking of Hannah, why she bring that man back?
I was so mad.
Like,
Nick?
girl, stand up. Yes.
Listen, so when y'all were talking when Tierra and I were watching this, right? I felt like she was only saying no to Nick because the other girls were like, yo, he a dog, he a player, leave him be.
Were they wrong?
I'm not saying that they were wrong though, right? But like, just to be devil's advocate, right?
Yeah.
If I'm the dude, right, and I hear, oh, you're only canceling our connection because other people are telling you like I'm a dog, I'm a this, I'm a that. Yeah, I'm gonna feel some kind of way. Yeah. And then
that wasn't the only reason though. That was just what pushed her to make the decision.
What was the other reason? Oh, the bikini thing.
She had a gut feeling like something was just off.
Yeah, she said multiple times that she had a gut feeling that this wasn't right. This wasn't the right decision she should be making. She even said it to him in the pod. She's like, "You say everything like perfectly,
which she does.
Like you say everything right." And she's like, "But for whatever reason, I don't trust your word."
Yeah, he's very smooth in how he talks.
There's something in episode 6 that I wish y'all watched because Tierra and I feel a certain way about it. I'm curious as to how y'all feel about it. Because don't get me wrong, I definitely feel like he's, like a player and shit like that. And before episode 6, I thought he was just kind of in it for the hee-hees and the ha-has. Like, I didn't think he was dead ass.
Yeah.
Episode 6, I'm not sure. But I will say I'm looking at Hannah kind of sideways because of episode 6.
I mean, honestly, I don't know why Hannah's there. She said she's 26.
She's the youngest one.
Yeah.
And she quit her job to be there.
Yeah, no, Shawty was definitely wilding for that. I would not have quit my job to go on that show. I'm sorry.
Because she was like, "Oh, I believe in love so much that I'm willing to quit my job." Shawty.
No, like
Shawty.
you almost went home with no one. You were gonna go home
No,
and not have a job? No. But also, again, speaking of them, at the very end of episode 5, when they were at the beach, Nick and Hannah, and he wanted to ride the duck.
Oh, that is episode 5. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So she wasn't really feeling him because of, like, first of all, he wanted to ride the duck, which I feel like, okay, girl, come on.
I mean, she wasn't feeling him before that.
Yeah, no, honestly, she was not, because, like, she thought that he essentially lied about, like, his physical.
Well,
but I don't think he did. I think that was just in her head, because all he said was, "I was a kicker." And, like, if you know anything about football,
I actually brought this up to Tina while we were watching it, that I'm like, when they're gonna meet, I don't know how she's gonna react, because he doesn't, like, he says later that he's a kicker to her, but he only says that he did football semi-professionally. And if that's like just the statement that you make, you have a very different image in your head about what a football player looks like.
Yeah, but like if he says, "Oh, I was a kicker," I'm instantly thinking, "Oh, he must be that body type," because all the kicker that I knew were his size.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I saw both sides, because, like, in the beginning, when he did only mention football, like, you have it in your head, like, generically, like, all football men are just balky as fuck, whatever.
Right.
But when he said kicker and punter, it's like, okay, boo, like, you're not really, like, you're just here with the ball, like.
And also, not for nothing, there are some quarterbacks that are his size.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about football, so like
the little I know, right, which ain't a lot, right? But like there are dudes his size, and also he doesn't play anymore, so he might have been bigger when he was playing. He don't play anymore.
True. Yeah.
Because like I know people who they look great in high school when they were doing football. Now they look like somebody daddy. You know what I mean? Pause.
Right.
No, but yeah, back to the riding the ducks thing. Like, I don't know. I just feel like she should have just, like, why is it such an ick that he wanted to ride the duck? But also the whole thing with him, like, talking to old girl, like,
the one random hotel guest.
Right. It was like,
who's much older.
Definitely much older. But like, I feel like in Hannah's head it's like, like, this is what the gut feeling was relating to. Like, he's just.
Well, she even said that to other women in the pods, like in the women's room. She was like, I get that he has a flirty personality. I don't know if I can deal with flirty with everybody for the rest of my life.
Here's my issue with that beach scene, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like she's looking for evidence to prove that he's a certain kind of way. Because from my point of view, and I even asked here, I was like, oh, maybe because I'm a dude, it just seemed real harmless and friendly. And he asked you to go over there and be like, "Hey, let's do this shit together." You were like, "Nah, I'm too cool for that." Which, by the way,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like
right.
I would have did it, but it's because like I don't really care. Like it's something that you could spend time with your person.
It's
like,
a goofy little thing, and like for her to be like, "Oh, I'm too cool to do something goofy," like, bitch, get over yourself. I'm sorry. That to me, to like, I had to pause the video because I was like, like, what do you like? She literally said, "I'm too cool for that."
She did.
Yeah, she did.
She did.
To have fun?
I don't know, bro. Like, I feel like she's just not feeling him. So, because I feel like if you were into him, that wouldn't have been a ick.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, she's definitely going to be very nitpicky with, I think, a lot of things that he's going to do, even if it's not intentional. Like, it's just him being him. I
don't think she's like purposely looking for something. She said she has a major disconnect for what she envisioned what he looks like to what he actually is.
But see, that's my problem though. The whole point of this fucking experiment is to like go in that bitch blind. And I want to point out that Tyler and Ashley. Yeah, Tyler and Ashley were one of the few couples that didn't talk about what they look like, their ethnicity, none of that. Like, they were just like, I want to get to know you, let's get to know each other, and it's cool. And they're the strongest. You know what I mean? And I can understand if, like, in your head you're thinking of like this big buff suave guy, and then here come Nick. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's also like, shorty, not for nothing, because when y'all were saying all the girls are goddesses and shit, I was like, all of them but Hannah.
I mean,
she's pretty.
She's pretty though. Like, I don't think
she alright.
Like compared to the other girls.
Yeah,
I mean,
compared to some of the other girls is
But still, like, I don't know.
Because when Tierra and I were watching, I was like, babe, is it me or is Nick the pretty one in the relationship? And she was like, nah, you're right. He the pretty one. Like, don't get me, like, I don't think she hideous, but for her to be like, you know, he's too small, he's not what I envisioned. Like, shorty, like,
yeah. And I mean, like, I feel like
humble
that's
yourself.
The reality for like a lot of these, like, even in previous seasons, like, there may be a disconnect because obviously you're trying to match the voice and everything that was said to a now like person. Like, there could be disconnect. For some people, there's no disconnect. That shit is just instant.
Right.
But I wonder, like, so I feel like maybe it may take time for her, but I also I don't know.
I was gonna say, I'm trying to think of like other like successful couples where like the disconnect was something that they were able to get over, and I feel like there's not.
There's none.
I can't. Because when you say successful, the first couple I thought of was, fuck, what was their name?
No baby.
From what season?
I don't know the season, but it was the season with fucking Marshall and her.
Oh, season 4.
Oh, Brett and
Tiffany.
I was just yes, Tiffany.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like they were, when you said like successful, they were like the first, aside from obviously OG season 1, fucking
Cameron and Lauren.
Cameron and Lauren. Oh, dude.
Aside from them, they were like the main couple that I thought of, because like
I did not need to see that much of Brett in season 4.
Oh yeah, no, that was
wild, crazy. I did not see.
I got opened up with that. That was soft. You feel me? That like rubbing on the boot.
Oh yeah, no, KJ, you don't remember when they were in Mexico when they got together? They were in the hotel and everything. Yeah,
was rubbing her down.
Yeah, like
and
he
was at attention.
Yeah, and like they panned down and everything, and he was bricked. And I'm like, why'd y'all pan down?
I don't remember seeing Brick Brett.
Bro,
maybe
you want to look? You want to look?
No, I'm cool. I do remember him like touching her and shit, but like I don't remember seeing bricked up Brett.
I do because I screamed in the Discord. They were like into it, you know. They kiss him real soft, and he's feeling her up. I'm like, damn. And then they pan down, and I was like, whoa!
Yes.
Why are we seeing all this?
Yes, that was spicy.
I mean, listen. Homie was feeling her. If it wasn't for the fact that she was on her period, he would have beat her doonies down.
Shoot, speaking of beating the doonies down, fucking Marissa and Ramsey's got to it, bro.
Like within seconds, like they broke the record for sure.
No,
like,
for real,
bro. They said they had a dinner and had to run, sprint to the room.
He said, like, when they were like in bed talking about it, they're like, yeah, let's do this. He's like, turn off the lights so we can get freaky. I'm like, yo, wait.
I'm always curious as to like how that works with the camera people. Like, do you be like, hey y'all, we finna fuck, y'all need to leave? Or
I mean, they have cameras in the rooms anyway. Yeah.
Them camera people done seen some shit.
That's how they get them angles. That's all.
I was about to say,
like,
who is it from last season? There was one couple having sex in the shower last season, and I swear to God, the camera's right outside the door. We see silhouettes and smoke up in this bitch.
Why do I feel like it was dude man with the girl with the strong jaw who left him for cauliflower ear?
Chelsea.
No. That was Jacqueline and Marshall. They did not have sex. They did. No, they didn't.
They did.
That's why she left him.
No, she left him because once he found out about her STD, the sex stopped.
I thought they
fucked.
I thought they never had sex because she was saying that she thought he was gay because he didn't want to have sex with her.
No, they did the do. That I vividly remember.
I don't remember that at all.
Either way, I do remember someone getting booty butt naked.
It wasn't them. I think it was like a lighter skinned couple. I'm not gonna hold you. Like a white couple. Maybe Izzy and the blonde, Izzy and Stacy.
Which one was Izzy? Oh, that's First Class, shorty?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't
remember seeing them ever do it, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to because shorty looked rough.
I mean, yeah. No, I was about to say Stacy was the girl that had orange just all over her face because she's a makeup artist.
Not very good at it.
No, sir. I don't know.
She was so like caught up on his debt, right?
Yeah. Because for her, and she said it, like she's used to dating older dudes. She was used to dating dudes who could like provide for her. So, and Izzy wasn't that. And then we found out like a couple months later that Izzy was part of like a Forex-esque scheme.
Yeah. I was about to say he works for an MLM, and it's like, all right, bro. I don't know. I haven't seen episode 6, but to me right now, Garrett and Taylor are the strongest couple.
I was kind of thinking the same thing.
For me, it's Tyler and Ashley.
Well, like I said, we haven't seen the 6th episode.
Even without the 6th episode, like they've been like this since we've seen them together, even in the pods.
Yeah,
unless you're thinking of Tim and Alex.
No, I'm definitely thinking of Tyler and Ashley because when Garrett and Taylor met each other, they barely talked. All they did was make out. Ashley didn't say that she didn't even compliment him until like they were about to leave.
That is true. She took a little while to because he said, "Oh, you look beautiful" or something like that, and she said, "Thank you."
I can't remember.
She didn't like return the compliment right away or anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
because
I'll just say this: after episode 6, I feel like y'all gonna change y'all minds.
I was gonna say it's like maybe it's because we haven't seen episode 6. Because currently where we're at, I feel like Taylor and Garrett are like the strongest couple.
I'm trying to think. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel like they're a close second, Garrett and Taylor. But maybe because I just wasn't like reading into it because I just knew like they were good. You know what I mean? Like every season, there's that couple that you're like, all right, we know they're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're like solid. You know they're gonna get married, and they actually have minimal screen time because they have no drama.
Yeah, so that's why I wasn't really reading too into it. Because afterwards, she was saying like, "Oh my god, he's so fine. I'm so happy that
Yeah, but it took her like a minute. Like
she might have just been, I don't know.
Yeah, she might have just been nervous.
Yeah, because the only one that there were the two proposals that gave me the like had me cringing were Leo and Brittany, because also because we were talking about how he was manipulative before, right? Did you notice he kept like gripping her up?
Yeah. Yes,
and not in like a romantic way. It was like a oh, you're mine kind of way.
Yeah, he kept playing with her hair too, and I know she's white, but also I don't know any woman that wants you to be just up in her hair.
He wasn't even playing with it. He was like gripping it.
Yeah, he was.
And it was just, I don't know, like it. I felt uncomfortable for her because he's just like towering over her. And it was just, I was like, this feels weird. So I'm glad they didn't make it. You know what I mean? Because even she was like, what did I get myself into? I feel like she saw him and was like, this is what I was fighting for?
Right.
Fuck.
No, for sure, because he called her beautiful, gorgeous, whatever, and she's like, thank you.
Yeah.
I think she called him handsome.
No, she didn't. I don't remember her complimenting his looks whatsoever. She was just like,
I feel like she called him handsome. I remember her saying like, "Oh, you a lie."
No, that was not Brittany.
Even when he was like naming all the things that like he liked about her, she literally only said, "I liked how basically, what was it?" That
she didn't like nothing. She was like, I don't like the fact that you made me feel like an option or whatever."
Yep. Yeah, but she said she spun it and said like that she liked how like I don't know, like he was honest about her, some shit like that. That's literally all she said. So I mean, she was not.
I was shocked she even said yes.
Yeah, I'm surprised she said yes too.
I would have said no.
Because first of all, he telling one girl that he would have asked her to marry her if she didn't already commit to one dude, right? And then now, like in the span of like 12 hours, it's a mutual breakup. Please don't tell Brittany or talk to Brittany on my behalf. And then like the whole time, like all of their dates were just her crying.
Yeah.
Like Tiara thought that the reason why she said yes was because he comes from money. But I was like, I don't think so.
No, I don't. I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't like Brittany either, because she was like, I am here to become a trophy wife. She's like, these guys. She's like, I've asked every single one of these guys if they want to split the bill 50-50, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm here to be taken care of.
At least she's honest about it, though.
I mean, yeah, she was very honest about it, and Leo was the guy that could do that for her.
Which is also, I didn't understand why he was so about her, because, like we said before, his whole thing was, I don't want someone dating me for my money. But yet, one of your two connections is the only girl who wants someone who's going to take care of her completely?
Right, yeah. I don't know, bro, but it definitely gave me the ick when they had met and everything, and they went to go like sit on the couch, which was weird because like literally every other couple that is like, oh, let's go sit down, sits on the bench that is in that hallway, and they went all the way back to like her area and sat on the couch.
Yeah, maybe I don't know, maybe he just didn't peep it. I don't know. But
I'm gonna assume that as well.
It was just, I don't know. When she said yes, I was shocked. Especially after she read that letter. I was shocked she said yes. But I think part of it was just like, she was so excited to be finally asked that she was like, fuck yeah. But I think, I'm pretty sure after she left that room, she was like, what the fuck did I just do?
That's what her face looked like.
Yeah.
because like they sat on that couch, they got back into the room, they sat on that couch, and she was asking Leo what he loves about her, and the first thing he said, he's like, "You mean physically?" And it's like, "No, bitch."
That man was thinking with nothing but his dick.
He
saw her and was like, yes! Oh, I thought you were going to be ugly.
And not for nothing, she was built like a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she looked good. I can't say nothing about that. And I'm kind of glad that he didn't pick Hannah, because I feel like, if he picked Hannah and saw Hannah, he's like, all right, so when are we gonna get this gym regimen on the the books?
She's not big though, just her face.
Yeah, pretty much all of her weight's in her face.
Yeah, because we didn't see like a full body until they got to Mexico. I was like, oh, she's not big at all. It's literally just in her face. Like, she has a very full face.
I don't know. I wasn't sure how Nick was going to react to seeing her either, because I feel like he also had a different image in his head about what she was going to look like. Because she said she was a cheerleader.
See, maybe I'm just jaded, but like cheerleaders can be ugly. Y'all know that, right? Like, don't get me wrong, there are some fine cheerleaders. My baby, for instance, right? But like, there's some also uggos. You know what I mean? Like, them motherfuckers is in the back for a reason. I'm just saying, like, just because it's similar to like the whole like football thing, right? Like, not every football player is gonna be this hunky, handsome Captain America looking dude. Some of them just know how to throw a ball and tackle.
Yeah.
So, look, I'm just saying, coming from last season to this season, last season's cheerleader was AD. Okay. God damn. Like, I feel like Love is Blind has a streak for having fine cheerleaders. So I feel like if he's seen the show at all, that might have been also like a notion in your head. You feel me?
Let me tell you something about AD.
Look,
when that nigga said no, I was like, oh, you a fool. Oh, you are a fool. And then when like we found like he was dating some OF girly who's like your stereotypical white girl, I was like, oh, that's why he said no.
I'm not gonna hold you though. Ashley, when she showed up, I told Tina, I'm like, this is this season's AD. God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got that pressure for sure. Actually, I think her and Alex are very gorgeous.
Yeah, Alex is also very pretty. I like that she has the nose ring.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of Alex, Tim and Alex, I don't think they're gonna make it across that alt.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think they finna make, because that whole dog thing, bro, was weird. I was like, why the fuck is he doing this? This is mad weird.
Yeah.
And like he says a lot of like not red flags necessarily, but it's definitely like her.
No, I mean, I was thinking about it after that dog conversation, because I was like, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, I wonder if she knows anything more about him than just like the death of his sisters. Because I'm not going to hold you in the pod. From what we've seen, at least, that's all he really talked about. And I'm not going to I'm not going to hold you. That shit made me tear up.
Yeah.
But you also remember too, like, they in them pods for hours, right? Yeah. And then the producers and editors and shit, they got to cut it up so they can tell a story. You know what I mean? Like, right. So I'm pretty sure the reason why we see him talk about his sister so much is because it's the juiciest thing he talks about.
I mean,
that's I would hope that's not the only thing talked about in the pods.
That's what I mean. Like, from what we've seen, that's all we've seen them talk about. So I'm like, did she say yes? And she has no idea what this man is about for real? Like, because that dog thing was weird. He's like, that's my motherfucking dog. And I'm like, yo.
Yeah, it gave like that uncle who's trying to like sound hip, but it's not working. It's just not working. Also, how do y'all feel about the sister bracelet thing?
I feel like that was too soon.
I feel like I just think it's a weird thing to do.
Really?
Why?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like, how can I say this and it doesn't sound insensitive? I just feel like, similar to what Soldier was saying, he focuses a lot on the fact that his parents no longer have daughters.
Right.
Because even in his little speech to her, he was like, "I'm so excited for my parents to have a daughter again." Which, don't get me wrong, sweet, right? It's amazing. But like, I feel like the bracelet thing is what takes it over the edge a little bit, because it's like,
I feel
like if they were dating normally and right before he proposed he did that, I'd understand. But shorty for like a week.
Right. That's why I say I think it was too soon. I feel like if they made it all the way to the altar, that would have been a present to give her on the wedding day.
Mm-hmm.
But in the pods before you propose, like I get that it would have been a normal present in like a normal relationship, but I would assume that you've been dating for like, a couple of years or something before you give this present and propose. Because that was a heavy ass gift, and he said himself, like, so I mean, I get the premise. I just feel like it was too soon.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just, when he did it, I was like, I don't know if you should give that to her just yet. Right. But yeah, I don't know. So if I were to rank the couples based off of what I've seen, it's for me it's Ashley and Tyler, Taylor and Garrett, Marissa and Ramses. Then Steven and Monica and Marissa and Ramses, they're tied for me.
Okay.
And then it would be Tim and Alex, and then at the bottom, I would be shocked that these motherfuckers even like get to the altar, let alone cross that bitch. Is Hannah and my boy Nick.
Yeah, no. For me, like currently top couple is Taylor and Garrett. Like I said, we haven't seen episode 6. And then bottom couple is Hannah and Nick, because y'all bro. I can't deal with y'all.
It's literally the same for me too. Like I feel like in the pods, Taylor and Garrett, like it just
they clicked like immediately.
Like even on.
But that's how I feel about Tyler and
stuff.
and Ashley.
Yeah, I mean, no, they did click too. It's just that the reaction from when they first met each other was wildly different. Because Taylor and Garrett just started sucking face. Like he got down on one knee, proposed, threw the box over his shoulder, put the ring on her hand, started sucking face. Like they didn't talk a whole lot during that scene.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I understand where y'all are coming from. But I'm thinking about like the times. Oh wait, was that in the pods or was that in Mexico? Did y'all see them pray together? Taylor,
yeah, that was Tyler. I loved that.
Yeah, so I feel like maybe too, because like I grew up in the church. When you pray with someone, that's a very like intimate, vulnerable thing to do. You know what I mean? So maybe that's why like my brain was like, oh, they're locked in for real. So
that's what I was thinking. I feel like it might have been like, the prayer, like that they pray together and stuff.
I'm not mad at y'all saying Taylor and Garrett are y'all number ones, because for me they're a close second. You know what I mean? Like I would be shocked if either or doesn't make it, based off of what we've seen so far.
I would be a little heartbroken if either like one or both of them don't get married.
The only thing is, the reason why Taylor and Garrett aren't my number ones is also because they're both career focused, and one of them is definitely going to have to compromise. And
Taylor
one of
said
them,
that but she was saying, like, speaking on that she had like basically a hard time letting people do things for her and like asking for help. So I can see that, like, if he's the same way, they're definitely like it's gonna bump heads.
Yeah,
like
it is gonna bump
they're gonna
heads.
want to like take control of everything but by themselves. Like I don't know. So
I feel like once we see them out of Mexico and see them interact more, it'll be a lot easier to be like, okay,
Yeah.
they're definitely going to make it or they're not going to make it.
yeah.
Because he's been single for, I think he said like 7 years or something like that,
Oh.
because of the fact that he was so focused on his
Yeah.
job.
Two Man said he went on a whole trip like so far away. Like he was like not locked in. Like he was locked in with nature or some shit.
Yeah.
He was not focused on women at all or relationships, nothing.
Yeah, I remember him saying that. Look, I don't know, maybe Marissa and Ramses are gonna surprise us because they're just forking. Man, like they're getting it in.
That's why I said, I wish y'all saw episode 6. That's why I said Monica and Steven and Ramses and Marissa are tied for me right now. Just because, like, I feel like both couples are in, like, the, oh my gosh, he, she, they're so amazing, I love them, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're in, like, that cupcake phase where I think once they go out in the real world and, like, all the real shit starts to happen, we'll start to see how they interact. But honestly, I think this might be the first time where we see almost all the couples say I do.
Yeah.
You know, I think this might be, knock on wood, this might be the tamest season that we've had.
Right. Hopefully not too tame though, because I still want some drama.
Right.
Give me the drama.
I mean, you know how they bring like other people back at some point.
I was thinking that.
They always have a reunion.
I want to see the interaction.
No,
not before the reunion.
Yeah, not
no,
the
no,
reunion.
no. What I mean reunion, I mean like during the season, they always have like a little get together
Like,
for all the
usually
all the
it's
castmates.
Usually it's the last day of like the honeymoon that they bring like the people in the pods.
I thought it was usually the last day, like maybe like one of the last or 2 days before they do the wedding shit.
I think
they do. They did both last season.
Yeah. Because I feel like in the earlier seasons, that's how it was. It was towards the end, towards the weddings. But I feel like in the later or more recent seasons, they definitely did it earlier on.
Yeah.
Because I recall, like, wait, no. That definitely wasn't the honeymoon. It was with Jessica, like their season when
that was
they were like in bikinis.
Yeah, that was towards the end, but they still had it in. Oh wait, no.
That's what I'm saying. Because even with Kwame and
Chelsea,
what's her name? Chelsea.
Her name was Chelsea.
Yeah, even with that season, it was towards the end of the season.
Yeah,
like because they normal because usually how it goes based off what I've seen is you have the pods, you have the pre-moon, and then you have real world. They back in the real world, and then they have the little get together. That's usually when all the tea happens, and then that's when they have like all the wedding stuff.
So what I'm thinking about is when all the couples get together at the end of the honeymoon, because all the couples do get to hang out before they go back to real life.
That's episode 6.
Yeah. Wait, but this is also
that's episode
correct
6?
me if I'm wrong. It seemed like it would be. As far as the couples goes, I don't think there was any like cross.
Yeah, there really wasn't
mingling, right?
Yeah.
If Leo and Brittany had made it, yes, but I still don't think it would have. Honestly, I feel like it would have just been like Leo being like, "Thank God I didn't pick Hannah,"
right?
And Hannah being like,
honestly.
"Thank God I didn't pick Leo," and that's probably it. Maybe Brittany would have been like, "Fuck, I got the worst one."
Honestly, yeah.
I called him a meerkat.
That man upsets my soul. I'm so glad I don't have to see him again.
I was just so tired of hearing him talk about his fucking money. Because in one breath he's like, I don't want people to just like me for my money, and in the same breath it's like, but I have money though, guys. You know, I'm very rich. I grew up in a country club.
Oh my God.
It's
Dude,
like,
there
bro,
was-
we get it. Shut up.
There was a scene where he was hanging out in like the men's like quarters or whatever, and he was talking about his dilemma between choosing between Brittany and Hannah, and one of the guys was like, I'm pretty sure Brittany wants somebody to take care of her, and he's like, yeah, I could do that.
Which, thank you for bringing that up, because I was like, what are we doing? What are we talking about? Because he made it sound like he wanted a partner that was gonna build with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
He wanted someone who, like, if he dead tomorrow, they still finna be good type shit, right? But he was so focused on Brittany. I feel like the only reason why he even had Hannah was because, like, high key, I think he just liked the fact that he had two ladies.
Right. Now she went in there to break up with him, and I told Tina this, and I'm like, she's like, it's like, I got me a man's and I love him, and he's like, no, Hannah, what the fuck? And she was like, what? And he starts like going off on this like crazed tirade about how like she's not giving them a chance, and he's not giving like the experiment a chance, like she's not doing what they came here to do or whatever. I told Tina, I'm like, he is acting like a spoiled brat that can't be told no.
Yeah, that's what I gave. That's what I gave. Because and also, like, in his defense, they cut a lot of stuff for the sake of time, for the sake of pacing and all that good jazz, right? So I don't know. Maybe him and Hannah had some great dates in that fucking pod. But nigga, I feel like he was only gonna use that date to determine whether or not he should go with Brittany or not. Because it looked like he was leaning more towards Brittany anyway.
He was. Which is why, like, Hannah being like, "Oh, well, I made a decision since you haven't," and him flipping out was insanity. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you weren't even feeling Hannah. Like, you were locking in with Brittany.
Yeah, and then Chiva said, like, I'm very confused. Like, what's going on right now? We was confused. I was like, where is this coming from? And then for him to be in the dude's quarters, right? He's like, oh, bro, you know what? You're the best man for her. I'm happy that you two are together. Bro, you were just saying, like, are you sure he's the right one for you?
Right.
Like, go away.
Leo. Fuck
Go
Leo.
away.
I mean, fuck Leo, but also, KJ, do we even still have time for the what the fuck of the week?
Not really, not at all.
Okay.
Especially because Tina gotta get out of here. We don't. So we gonna do a speed round of the what the fucks. So just really quickly, just because I did want to bring it up. The Hawk Tua girl, she's suing the dude who made her famous, the one who interviewed her. We're not sure if it's her directly or just someone on her team, but it's some fuck shit because it's like they could have just offered to pay for the rights for the video and for the soundbite. But oh well. Anywhoville, this Kick streamer by the name of Jason Doherty, he crashed his Lambo, I think, on a wet road. It was raining because he was busy watching his chat while he was live streaming while driving. And one of his cameramen was like badly hurt, like motherfucker was leaking blood. And the whole time he's just like, yo, make sure you get my angles. And then on Twitter he had posted like, oh my god, I can't believe you got in a car crash. I'm so glad everyone's okay. And everyone's like, bro, we saw the live stream.
Right.
We know this is your fault. So he got banned from Kick. Everyone's like making fun of him. It is what it is. All right, so Lizzo, real quick, right? Lizzo lost some weight. For those of you who don't know, she like took a break from making music because she was just tired of everyone making fun of her size. She's been exercising, I'm assuming changing her diet around, and she's lost like a significant amount of weight. Now motherfuckers are talking about some, oh, hear me out on Lizzo. Like Lizzo was ugly before.
Right. Lizzo was
Shorty was always cute. And y'all did the same thing with Adele.
Yup.
Because I remember when Adele came out, a lot of you motherfuckers acting like Adele was ugly. Adele was never ugly. Adele just used to be fat, right? Same thing with Lizzo. Like, Lizzo is a beautiful girl. You know what I mean? Like, Lizzo is a baddie. Like, if she were to lose all that weight and have the stereotypical, like, IG model body, a lot of you niggas would be thirsting for her. But because she's plus size, fat, whatever you want to call it, y'all niggas are acting like she's a hear me out. That's not a hear me out, bro.
Yeah.
I could go on a whole rant about hear me outs. Hear me outs are you have to physically explain to me why you are sexually attracted to this. People be like, hear me out, and it's Adam Driver. Fuck you.
I saw someone say, hear me out for Elastigirl. I'm like, bro.
That's crazy.
What do I have to hear you about? Me too. I think majority of the internet's like, fuck yeah. Me too.
Right.
That's like me saying, hear me out on She Go. Like, nigga.
Yeah,
bruh.
That's wild.
But, I digress.
And then last but not least, for the what the fuck of this week, there is a TikTok controversy about this lady and her son named Buddha. Some are claiming that the way she films her son, it makes it like it's similar to how someone would film their man. Like, she's talking to him in like this baby voice, and not like how you would talk to a baby, more of like a baby voice you would use with your significant other. And it's very uncomfortable. I watched like 3 videos. I can see where people are coming from. I can also see where it's just like a misunderstanding, I guess.
I'm sorry.
It just for me, right? It made me a little uncomfortable, but I'm wondering if like I'm viewing it this way because of the controversy around it right now.
See, I didn't even know their names. I saw her video in a compilation of other like boy moms, and they filmed their sons all the same way. So like, it also, as as a person who has a son, y'all bitches are weird. Fuck y'all. Get therapy. That is not your man.
Yeah, like, listen, because there's the video that I saw that brought attention to the whole Buddha thing. She was like, listen, I am a mother of 2 sons. I am not a boy mom, though. I want to repeat, I am a mother who so happens to have 2 sons. I am not a boy mom.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I heard you.
But are we ready?
Because it's time! Oh, fuck, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Because it's time for the Unhinged Battle Royale. I do it short and sweet because we already spent like an hour talking about Love Is Blind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My story...
Mine is it's medium.
Mine is also medium. Damn.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Damn.
We too locked in. Because there was no reason why all of us had to put scissors. All right? Let's try again. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, Tina, you out. Tina last. All right, so rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Fuck. Okay, I go second.
Yeah. I didn't even want to go first, but I do like the fact that I won. All right. So my story is from r/Today I Fucked Up. Today I fucked up by telling my wife I started working out so I could lift her again.
Oh. Excuse me?
Oh no. Sir. No.
Oh.
Sir, you just...
Okay.
He dead.
What? R.I.P. to that man.
No, deadass.
So when my wife and I met, she was about 135 pounds and I was 200 pounds. She's 5'8". Damn, she's tall. And I'm 6 foot. I was very active and went to the gym 5 times a week back then, so I could pick her up and toss her around easily. That was 10 plus years ago.
Okay.
Since then, I had a health issue that made me lose 25 pounds. I'm better now, but I obviously also lost a lot of strength from that. We've also had 2 kids, so obviously my wife put on some weight from that and wasn't able to lose it at all wasn't able to lose it all after like she wanted to. My wife now weighs 160 pounds. I want to make it very clear that I absolutely love it. The extra 25 pounds went to all the right places, if you know what I mean. I do not think she's fat or overweight, and I have never said that or even joked about it. I think she's the sexiest woman alive. So earlier this year, our youngest started school, so we finally had 100% alone time at home for the first time in years. Neither of us have family nearby. So we started messing around throughout the house, just like we did before the kids. But I noticed I couldn't lift, carry, or toss her the same way I did when we met. So I decided it's time to hit the gym again since it's been years and I only weighed 175 pounds. I've been working out for 6 months, gained about 10 pounds already, and got a lot stronger. My wife noticed the muscle gain, and we started talking about working out, and she asked why I decided to start again out of nowhere. So, without thinking about how it sounds, I told her exactly why.
Oh, jeez.
In my head, she's perfect, and me struggling to lift her is my problem, not hers. But obviously, she sees it differently. She's not super pissed or anything, but I can tell she's a bit bummed about it.
Man, she's probably like, I cool, goes to the bathroom, starts boo-hoo crying in the bathroom, like, sir, what the?
She's a confident woman and she'll be fine in a day or two, but I should have worded it differently or just made up a different reason when she asked. And then the TLDR is wife gained a few pounds after pregnancies. I lost weight and strength due to health issues a few years back, and I struggled to carry her. I started working out to be able to lift her easier and accidentally told her that's the reason why.
Like, I understand his thought process, but like he said, he should have not even worded it differently. Honestly, I just would have said because of the health related issue. Like, I lost my strength, I'm trying to regain that, or what have you. Like,
I would have just said I want to
mention the part like, shorty, I'm trying to throw you through this wall. He could have said it like that, honestly. And I feel like she probably would have been like, okay, like, but not because I want to lift you up, like to be able to lift you up again. Like, damn, bitch.
It makes it sound like she gained an unreasonable amount of weight.
Yeah. Listen, I feel like every dude has a moment like this. Not exactly like this, but like where you word something the wrong way and then you're like, yeah, I'm a dumbass.
Yeah.
I listen, the intent behind it is beautiful. You know, he's like, I miss being able to throw my wife around the house and turning that bitch into a pretzel with ease. And like I feel like quite a few dudes would have looked at it as a like, oh, it's because she's fat now. And he's like, no. Shorty thick, and I love it. All right. I just need to man up and get a little stronger. That man was in the gym like, I need to be able to eat that coochie standing up.
Damn. I don't know.
Have
she's hella
her
tall.
turned around.
Yeah, no, it happens. Like, he's
lucky he lived.
Think about like.
Listen, but no, I hope she didn't boohoo cry, and I hope like because someone in the comments has said like you need to explain to her exactly why and make it very clear that it has nothing to do with her weight. Don't even mention the fact that she gained weight. Just be like, listen, baby, remember I was sick a few years ago. When we started messing around, I started feeling very insecure about the fact that I can't, carry you and lift you anymore. It's nothing to do with you. It's strictly like I want to get stronger so I can feel like how I used to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So, anyways, my story is also from r/today I fucked up. In the title of the post is Today I fucked up by masturbating in front of the nurses while I was waking up from anesthesia.
Yeah, no, the title alone sounds wild.
My man woke up and was like, it's time to be.
Right.
Like, not even fully up. My man was like, I got a beat, though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know how motherfuckers, like, wake and bake? He's like, no sleep, got a beat.
I obviously didn't read this enough. I'm a little traumatized. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear Lord.
They start off the post by saying, I am definitely deleting this later. I'm posting this on my anonymous account for a reason. I'm just hoping that there are some people here that who've done something similar, or nurses that can tell me that there's worse stories that happened at their work to make me feel better. Or at least maybe a little mockery will help turn this the humiliating story into a funny one. Today I had an egg retrieval operation as part of egg donation. I thought this was a man the entire time.
Oh.
This is a woman.
I was like, we got eggs?
Right.
I thought that
I'm
was
like,
a y'all thing.
What? Oh, I definitely need to know what the fuck happened, sis. Like,
Shorty was like,
what
Shorty
was
was like,
doing?
She woke
where
up.
my rose at? Where my
What-
rose
right.
at?
What the fuck? This is a surgical procedure in which a needle is inserted. Oh, Jesus.
You can skip that.
Into the ovary to collect
not.
mature eggs. I mean, look, I trimmed it. While normally you can only have one injection and are administered for about 2 weeks beforehand to increase the number of mature eggs in one cycle. In my case, there were about 25. Goddamn, 25 eggs.
That she got taken out?
Yeah.
Damn, bitch.
We fertile as fucking here.
Right.
Goddamn.
I'm sorry. Did she say she's planning on? Did she freezing them, or she just taking them off because she doesn't want them anymore?
She's doing it as an egg donation.
Oh, okay.
So the retrieval is done under anesthesia, which I'm going to blame all of my poor decisions on.
Right.
Everything was going swimmingly until I woke up. For about 10 minutes, I was totally fine, and then I felt like absolute shit. I've done this before, but it didn't hurt this bad. It felt like period pain. If you were having 25 particularly bad periods all at once.
Oh no. I would be crying.
Yeah, I'd be in tears. What the fuck? The cramps were so bad. One of the first things I did once it hit was roll over and throw up. God damn. There was an IV in my left arm, so I didn't want to curl up on my left side. I tried to curl up on my right, but my left arm was in a very uncomfortable position, so I opted to roll into the fetal position while laying on my back. That is with my knees both lifted up in the air against my chest and my calves and feet parallel to the bed.
Mm-hmm.
This did help with the pain a little bit. What I realized later when recreating this position at home, it's very difficult to get the blanket to actually cover your backside entirely. And the hospital blankets weren't that big. Oh no, I think I see where this is going. They never are.
I feel like I see where this is going too, but like,
where does the polish and the pearl come in?
I'm scared. So I'm reasonably sure that in trying to alleviate my pain, I was displaying my ass and genitals fully to the attending staff, 3 nurses, and possibly others in the recovery room. One of the nurses went to fetch some kind of opioid to help with my pain. While this was happening, I was acutely aware of the intense ache in my pelvis. For the men in the Reddit who are not in the know, masturbating helps with period pain.
I did know that.
I was still reasonably sure that the blanket was covering me entirely and nobody would know what I was doing. So in my delirious state, I started rubbing the offending anatomy to try to reduce the pain. One of the nurses closed the curtain surrounding me and then told me that he was gonna
Ooh.
No.
He was gonna get me a second blanket for my warmth. He then returned with it and placed it a little over my lower body, covering my lower body and legs. I didn't really put 2 and 2 together until later. To their credit, they took it very well and didn't actually say anything. And
I wouldn't either.
And it was
what is he supposed to say?
Right. And it's possible they didn't see it, but reflecting on their actions and the chain of events with like clear-eyed hindsight, I'm pretty sure they did. And
yeah, no, the closing of the curtain.
He was like, "Shorty, you giving everybody a show for free."
To be fair, if any of them were present for the surgical procedure, they would have seen me while I was unconscious as well. But it's different when I'm awake.
And doing something to
right.
it. Like,
yeah, you over there fiddling with your kitty.
They're like, anyway, I'm recovering in bed at home. The pain has went away, but the embarrassment has increased. At least I humiliate myself for a good cause, and I'll probably never see these people ever again.
It's probably like a fun story he tells his other nurse friends. You know, y'all ain't gonna believe what I saw.
I'm
you know,
bro, wow. Wow.
But fun fact, it also helps with labor pain.
Imagine you pushing and then you just.
I don't think no. You're not supposed to do it while you push.
Nah, it's before. Yeah.
Yes.
Like even with the contractions, like that part. No, still, even I can't imagine. Like,
but Tina, what would you think? Push. Put bro. Tina.
Bro, look. Nothing has come out of me, so I didn't know. Okay,
bro, but come on, you know how weird that would be, bro.
That
your kid came out mid orgasm. No, sir, bro. No.
I was about to say it's like I have done said laboring. Yeah. I don't even know what she looked like back then. I couldn't see her at all. That bitch was gone for months. The only reason I know she was still there is because the baby was born. That bitch was gone.
Bro.
No, because I heard about it in Grey's Anatomy, so I looked it up, and yeah, there's studies that have proven that, like, you know, if a lady gets her O during that time, like, even the delivery is a lot smoother.
Okay. My story is also from Today I Fucked Up. And it is Today I Fucked Up by falling for an escort.
Type shit.
Okay.
I'm a lonely, nearly 40-year-old divorced man, and for the last 9 months or so, I've been scratching both my social and sexual itches by seeing various escorts every 2 weeks or so.
Type shit. We support sex work around here.
Word. It was going fine. I enjoyed chatting with the ladies I was meeting, then progressing to generally enjoyable sex. A few months ago, I met a new lady who I hit it off with. We had a massively similar range of other interests, and for clarity, this wasn't her just pretending to be interested in the same things, as these were things she volunteered first. Similar sense of humor, and the sex was pretty damn good. I decided to keep seeing her regularly, but soon realized I was developing the feels.
Damn.
I decided to ask her on a date, making it clear it would be a personal engagement rather than a professional one, which she politely declined, which was fine. It was what I was expecting. We continued seeing each other on a semi-regular basis. A month or two later, I decided I was starting to have difficulty separating my feelings from our time together. So I decided it was time to move on before things got any worse.
Mm-hmm.
I met her for a final time, explaining to her why I could no longer see her as a client. This is where things got weird. I expected her, based on our previous interactions, to understand this. Instead, she unexpectedly became quite emotional and said she didn't want to stop seeing me. After more discussion, she asked for my phone, and promptly entered her proper name and personal phone number into it. This, as I know, is basically breaking rule number one for escorts, which is never reveal your personal details because of the issues over safety.
Right.
Yeah. She wanted me to get back in touch with her about a week afterwards, as she was aware I had care of my children for a period of time and to organize an actual date with her. Today was the end of my time with my kids, so I sent her a message asking her when she was available to meet up. She responded saying her boss had found out that she had given me her personal contact info and was mad at her because he believed in doing so she had lost me as a client. She had already effectively lost me as a client before she did this, as I had made it clear we wouldn't be meeting professionally anymore. She asked if we could delay meeting up and if I would come back to her as a client, which would get the heat from
Oh.
the boss off of her, with the intent that once things had cooled down, we could see each other without him knowing. The cynic in me says that there was never any intention to go out and that this was all just a desire to keep me as a client.
A duh.
Yeah.
But what confuses that for me is her giving me her personal details.
Mm-mm.
Having been a client of this industry for some time now, I know how seriously these ladies guard their personal details, and handing them over for the sake of trying to retain one semi-regular client seems unlikely.
But how
I
do you know that's even like her actual
I was about to say it's like
name and number?
that's burner phone number 2, bro.
Yeah.
right. I know also there is the possibility that her boss is coercing her to try and do this. Example, threatening to stop her working as an escort. The unfortunate end to the story is, despite having convinced myself that there might actually be a genuine connection between us, one that could develop into something more, I've had to make the decision to just walk away. It's left me feeling both depressed at my hopes of finally have met someone, being dashed, stupid for tricking myself into believing it in the first place, and angry that if this was a genuine connection, the circumstances of our meeting basically ruined any chances.
Sir,
Yeah, no. Just no.
that was a ruse.
Yeah.
Like
No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm, sweetie. Mm-mm.
bless your little heart, you think that was for real.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Because, like, I was a little confused. Maybe because I, like, my ADHD was going burr. Because I was like, why is she giving him her name and number if she's not feeling him? But I guess, did you say that she was like, oh no, let's, like, keep in touch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she
Okay.
was emotional that he wanted to leave as her client.
Yeah, no, fam. That sound like a scam. Like it sound
Right.
like, this is like plan B if a really good client is trying to leave. Like a consistent client.
Also, why would her boss know that she did this? Like,
Yeah.
they're, she's an escort, not a prostitute. Like, he shouldn't be going through her phones. Like, he's not a pimp.
And then also, like, not for nothing, is losing a client as an escort that bad? Because can't you just get another one?
Right.
If he's the one that's bringing in the most money, then yeah.
Oh,
Which is
maybe.
why I feel like that's why she did that. Because again, they were seeing each other like
Every
damn
2
near,
weeks.
yeah, like it was mad frequent.
Mm. I don't know. I mean, maybe this story is true, but it sounds like a lot of bullshit to me.
I mean, even if it is true, dude, that was a ruse. That was a trap.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, yeah, it's like we can't, date, but you could come back as my client and we can go on dates. Like, okay.
Yeah, but then how I'm gonna because I can see what's gonna happen, right? He comes back and you're like, all right, listen, we just have to go on a like 3 or 4 appointments, and then after that, my boss will be off my back. And then 3
Right.
or 4 appointments happen. He's like, oh no, he or she, they're still on my back. Like we just gotta keep the ruse going.
Right.
So it's just I don't know, bro. Like I do feel for a lot of dudes, especially like older dudes who fall for escorts because like part of the escort's job is to sell the fantasy. You know what I mean? So are you really falling for her or are you falling for her persona? You
Mm-hmm.
know? And like literally her whole job is to make sure that you are all your needs are met.
Yeah.
So it's tough. I feel for him. Also what you said he's in his 40s or he's 40?
He's 40.
Yeah, I feel like that's still fairly young to find someone,
Right.
cuz like if he was like 70 or 80, I can kind of understand why he feels like this is his only option. But like 40 doesn't like I feel like that's not that bad. Like you can meet somebody.
Look, if my
Yeah.
if my boss who's in his 50s could start sleeping with a shawty that's around my age, you can do it. Like,
He may just not have the social skills to pull that off. But like he
mm,
might be able to pull another 40-year-old.
Wavy, I know you're not saying 40's up there.
All jokes aside, I don't think 40's up there. Like I feel
Yeah,
like
it's
for
not.
me, middle age starts from like 30 and ends at like 50, 55.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Cuz I mean, I don't know, depending on what you want. Well, it sounds like he wants like a real relationship. I feel like at 40, you trying to have situationships, that's going to be hard. If you trying to get married with kids,
No,
40 up there.
he already has kids.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
I
said
don't
he
know how
had
I missed
kids.
that.
No, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like, especially if you're single at 40, you're probably meeting other people who either have kids, their kids are grown, or they don't want kids,
Mm-hmm.
or they want because they never had the chance to have kids. Um, so like it shouldn't. I feel like 40 is probably a lot easier to find a relationship, especially as a dude.
Mm-hmm. But are we ready? Because I have a doozy for us.
Let's do it.
Hmm.
So our longer Reddit post to react to is coming from r/true off my chest, and the title of the post is "I think my husband fathered his best friend's children."
Mmm. Type shit.
I'm not gonna hold you. I hopefully can get through the original post because I'm not gonna lie, Tina has a bedtime. But
It's
so
not the bedtime. I just have to be up early as shit tomorrow.
yeah.
So I have to get off.
So the post starts off by saying all the names are fake, and this has begun as a dark, intrusive thought that I could never really shake off. Over the
Mm.
years, it has bloomed into a poison that infects my entire psyche. I, 42 female, with my husband Luke, 43 male, and his friend Amy, also 43 female.
Mm-hmm.
I met Luke in college, but he's known Amy since they were 7. They did everything together and understood each other implicitly. They were best friends. They've always been they've always insisted that they were surrogate siblings to one another. Naturally, as I was the new girlfriend, felt threatened by Amy and her closest to Luke, but they both reassured me that I had nothing to worry about, that their bond was not romantic and never had been sexual. Amy really was just a sister that Luke never had. I believed them, but it didn't take long for me to forget any and all insecurity that I've had around Amy. She became my friend too, and she even officiated our wedding.
Oh.
Luke and I built a wonderful life together, and we always had a strong relationship. After we got married, we moved in together. We still saw a lot of Amy, which I was fine with. I passed many a night on the town trying to help Amy find a man. Oh, okay. As she always had lamented about how she was unlucky in love. Luke and I started having children after we were married, and around the same time, so did Amy. So, for context, my kids are Sophie, 15 female, Owen, 12 male, uh, Louise, 10 female, and Carter, male 6. Amy's children are Tom, male 17, Kaylee, female 14, and her twins, Adam and Jenna, 9.
They are very, very close in
They
age.
are all very close together in age.
But
Yeah, but I mean, that's
oldest
also
is
not
2 year
super
older.
uncommon within like friendships and friend groups because usually like it just kind of happens that way. Like a lot of friends have kids and get married around the same time.
Yeah. So now Amy has never been in a relationship at this point.
That's the part. Like, she's never been in a relationship. These children came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the father? Do we see the father? Like, I need to know it. I need more.
She was never married. As far as I knew, Amy was dating, but not consistently. As Luke and I had more kids and our family grew, periodically Amy would just find herself pregnant.
What do you mean just find herself pregnant? How do you just find yourself pregnant?
Right.
You know, I slept wrong pregnant. I don't know.
That's
like it's not
crazy.
the flu. Like you can't just wake up and have it one day. Like what the fuck?
It happened a few times, and Luke and I never knew anything about the fathers in question. I kind of assumed that maybe Amy was sleeping around and not keeping in contact with her one night stands, and Luke agreed that this is the most likely answer.
That's
I mean, it's not unbelievable, but because he has what, 4 kids?
They
both have 4.
So
Right.
hold on. So Sophie, Owen, Louise, Carter. Yes, they both have 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I feel like it would be kind of crazy for her to have 4 kids with 4 different dudes.
Yeah, but also it's not uncommon.
Yeah, that's true.
So while I did ask every time if Amy knew who the father was, she always said no, but she wasn't really worried about raising the kids alone, so I never pestered her about it.
Was she? Oh, I guess because she has them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I mean, okay.
she had us to support her, so there was always that. While Amy never asked for any help, of course, Luke was not going to let his best friend struggle to stay afloat while she had children to raise. Financially, we are very fortunate and privileged that I have a job that it pays handsomely, and Luke also has wealthy parents and already knew and love Amy. So they were happy to also provide for her. My in-laws are some of the kindest and gentlest people I've ever known.
It's giving like Shawty was the one that was like meant to be, but for whatever
she's the one
reason,
she got away.
just did not. Yeah, she's the one that got away. Like it
Yeah.
just did not happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, don't get me wrong. You know, shout out to his parents for being like. Is he an only child?
From what it seems like, yes.
So maybe like that's their daughter. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, in their heads. So I get it, I guess.
So we were able to support Amy to get her somewhere to stay with her kids. People have Uh, people might be tempted to call her a leech, but I've never seen her that way. Nobody did. She needed help and we were able to provide it. I also know people are going to criticize her for her lack of responsibility and question why she never got reliable birth control. And honestly, that's a long story in of itself that I don't want to get into because I don't really understand her reasoning. It was quite important for her that she was never on birth control and that whatever came of that choice she accepted. It's not religiously motivated. I know that, but um yeah, she just never really wanted to be on birth control. She's explained it to me more than once. I just still not clear on why.
I was thinking, like, because birth control has effects
Yeah, no,
on the
like
women body, like,
I was
but
I
about to
it's
say
mean,
when I was on the pill it made me a crazy person. It fucked up with my anxiety and
right.
depression so bad.
and I get that,
But it doesn't
right?
seem like that is
Yeah, that doesn't seem
her
like that's the
reasoning.
reason. It
Like,
just sounds like she doesn't want to be on it.
But also,
right.
if like you don't want to be on birth control and you're not in a relationship and you're just doing your thing, wouldn't want to invest in some condoms,
Right.
Right.
some Plan B?
And nah, she said we're shooting up the club and we're praying.
That prayer ain't worked.
Shit, it worked because she didn't get, an STD.
Right.
I get that we know of.
That's true. Of course, Amy being Luke's best friend since they were kids, it's not unreasonable that sometimes they hang out together when I'm not there. Um,
Hmm.
that's fine. I don't care. Sometimes I hang out with Amy and Luke's not there. Um, she was his friend first. This this included him going over to where she was staying at times and sleeping the night over there.
See, no.
Wait, say that again.
This would include times where he would go to where she was staying and spend the night.
Mm-mm. As my husband, I understand that's your best friend from like fucking diapers. No.
Why is he spending the night?
Yeah, why is he
Exactly.
spending the
We're
night?
not That's what we're
Because
not doing.
as someone who also has like female best friends and a lot of female friends and all that good shit, right? Unless there's like they're in danger, they just had a major operation, shit like that. I'm not spending the night at their place.
Yeah.
Alone? I was about
Oh
to
yeah,
say,
Yeah.
alone. Like if
yeah,
anything, I'm like, "Yo, just come over here, chill with me
right.
and Tiara." Like I'm not. That's mad weird because I know for a fact that Tiara was like, "I'm spending the night with Tom." I'm like, "Excuse me, you spending the night with who?"
Yeah, no.
Right. Um, was I wrong to trust him and believe that there was nothing going on? Um, for years they presented themselves as just like buddies or siblings, so I didn't pick up that there was anything ever going on between them. As one can expect, our children were raised together, not in the same house. Our house is a decent size, but we couldn't house 8 kids. Um, but we made sure Amy's children met ours from a young age and they always got along and had strong bonds of friendship that formed over the years, which is good, especially if I'm right and they share blood.
Fuck. I mean, she not wrong.
Girl.
I've
That's
been
messy.
okay. So, yes, I have come to suspect that Luke has fathered at least one of Amy's children, if not all of them. Frankly, I do suspect that they're all his. I would have never believed my husband is capable of such a thing, as he has no indication that he has been unfaithful, but he does spend a lot of time with Amy. And I have to confess, I cannot remember seeing her with any real boyfriend over the years. Like,
Mm.
she would talk to men at bars or at parties, and I would try to wing women for her, but nothing ever really seemed to happen. And she would just get pregnant. I was curious when it happened again and again, and I began to wonder if she had some sort of secret fella that she didn't want to tell us about for whatever reason. But I couldn't think of any reason why she would hide the father of her children, especially from her children.
Yeah. Yeah.
But okay, but here's my thing though, right? Let's say for instance, all four of them are his kids. Why doesn't he just leave his wife?
Man, he's trying to have like a freaking polygamy type bullshit, is what it seems like.
I just don't get that, because if they've been friends since like diapers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have feelings for each other to the point where they're fucking and having kids, how did he get in a relationship?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she wasn't fucking with the polygamy and she changed her mind. I don't know.
This sounds like some How I Met Your Mother ass bullshit. I ain't gonna
No,
lie to
dead
you.
ass though. After our youngest Carter was born, Luke and I had agreed that it was time for him to get a vasectomy. Amy's twins had come a couple of years prior. Of course, after the procedure, Luke and I continued to make love, but I no longer had to think about pregnancy. Meanwhile, Amy never got pregnant again either after the twins. Is it a coincidence that Luke had a vasectomy and then both of us stopped getting pregnant? I don't know, but Luke would still visit her, and he wasn't just going to see her, but he was also checking up on her children as well. I should have paid more attention to it sooner, but Luke was always acted like a father to them, especially as they've gotten older. He's the father that they never had. He doesn't neglect me or our children in any way. He's just doing double duty. On its own, the idea of a surrogate father to Amy's like fatherless children isn't suspicious. One might even call it noble, but it combines with a lot of other things. And there's the subject of appearance as well. I don't want to go into specifics about hair color or eye color, as I want to limit as many identifying factors as I can to keep this as vague as possible. But to suffice to say, Amy's children definitely look like they could be Luke's. Kaylee has the same very unusual allergy that Luke does, and the twins look very much like him, Adam in particular. As Tom has gotten older, the more of Luke I could see in his face and personality. While their race doesn't matter, the reality is that Luke is a different race than Amy, so Amy's children all are biracial.
Okay, all right. I feel like the OP is trying to convince us that they ain't Luke's kids, because them Luke's kids, okay. Kid
What?
1 through 4. That's all Luke.
Her kids just so happen to be biracial,
right?
And once he start nip his dick, she ain't pregnant no more.
Yeah. Come on. The allergy, bitch. Okay.
Yeah, no. If you have like an unusual, uncommon allergy, and so does this child, yeah, that's his baby. The fuck?
Because see, that alone wasn't what did it for me. It was all 8 children biracial. They walk together in a group. They look like siblings. They asking you, "Hey, are you the nanny?" Bitch, half of these is mine.
Half of these is mine is crazy.
Like, bro, I'm sorry. Like, the math ain't math into that ain't being Luke's kids.
She thinks it is, but she's also in denial because she doesn't want to face the reality of her husband cheating on her for the entirety of their relationship.
But like, shorty, you said what was the best friend's name?
Amy.
You said Amy's eldest son, as he's growing up, look more and more like Luke. It's either you're seeing things because you already have this in your head, or it's the reality, bitch.
Right.
Like, it don't make no. I'm sorry. I would think it's hella weird. One, that he over there by himself with her for no reason. It just so happens to be a thing. One, right? All of y'all kids are close in age, which isn't weird. It happens, but you don't know who the daddy is. You ask Amy, she gets so cagey about it, right? And then you tell your husband, like, listen, man, I'm tired of popping these motherfuckers out my coochie. You need to, snip. He's like, all right, cool. And now all of a sudden, Shorty don't get mysteriously pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And all 8 children look biracial.
Mm-hmm.
Her eldest son looking like your hubby. You walk downstairs, you can't tell the motherfuckers apart. The motherfucker acting like stepdaddy to all 4 of these kids.
Bro.
I
want to know, do they go on group vacations together too?
Let me get through this, man. I was about to say, because I at least want to finish part 1 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never voiced my anxieties about this to either Luke or Amy because I don't want to be the bad guy if they're innocent. I already know that they would flat out deny my accusations and be hurt. Imagine the drama if this reached mine or Amy's kids' ears. Either way, Luke continues to spend time with Amy and her children, just as her children spend time with mine. I have hinted to Luke that I feel needy for more attention and wish he wouldn't give so much of it to Amy. He's either missed my cues or he just pretends to miss them. Damn.
I'm gonna go for the latter.
I don't want to push this idea that he favors her because it's not really even true. He's never neglected me for her. I can't shake the feeling that Luke and Amy have been intimate before, and I mean like numerous times.
Yeah.
As far as I know, Amy never really wanted to be a mom either. She wasn't opposed to it. And when each of her children came into the world, she instantly fell in love with them. But motherhood was never really a part of her life plan or identity. Damn, she had a lot of kids if that was the case.
Mm-hmm.
Math is not mathing.
In the grand scheme of things, we would talk about the future and she would always mention a husband and children, but it never seemed like she had her heart particularly set on it. So I don't think this is a case of Luke just giving Amy children. I doubt that would be the motive for the infidelity. That would just be like a side effect. I've been letting this go and turning a blind eye for years. It was a dark thought in the back of my head after discovering Kaylee's allergy. But I dismissed it, and it got worse after the twins were born. I dismissed it, and then Amy stopped getting pregnant. I wanted to feel reassured by that, but Luke had gotten a vasectomy, so if anything, that made my anxiety worse. There have been nights that I wish the twins were younger, that they had come along after Luke's procedure. If it's been twisting me in knots for a long time, and I don't want to be the one that rips our families apart. Except
that's not your fault though.
Yeah. Except now I'm very afraid because in the last few months, our kids have a new development in their social circle. So Tom, Amy's oldest son, has asked Sophie out on a date.
You mean Luke's twin? You mean Luke's son asked Luke's daughter to a date?
God.
That's some Cersei and Jamie shit right there.
Look, if on some wild shit, right? Amy and what's his name?
Luke.
Luke, they was for real, like, knocking boots and shit. They wouldn't let that happen, okay? They're not gonna let their kids date each other. They're related.
Right.
But like what reasonable thing could they say as to why they don't want them to date?
The cat just has to come out of the bag.
Yeah, because think about it. In a perfect scenario, this is great because you literally have seen this kid grow up. You know how he's raised. You know his mom. Like, it's perfect. You know he's going to treat your daughter well. Mm-hmm. So it wouldn't make any sense as to why you don't want him to date your daughter unless you want some weird, like, no boy can ever date my daughter shit, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my question is, if that ain't your kid, why you got a problem with him dating your daughter?
Exactly. But also, if they do that, then that's like, well, I don't know if it's for sure a sign that he the daddy, but like that would be a sign in her head that he is.
I mean, if they're willing to hold up the lie for this long and have it be this fucking complicated, I wouldn't be shocked that they're just like, let's just hope they never have kids. Let's hope it's just a high school fling.
That's so crazy considering Tom is 17.
Yeah.
Listen, you can't bring reason to this shit because this don't make no fucking sense.
Anyway, she says Tom asking Sophie out has me thrown. Sophie has said no only because I'm quite protective when it comes to her exploring dating, and she knew she'd have to ask me first. I could tell that she was flattered and intrigued by his interest and wanted to say yes. She approached me to talk about it. Bless my girl, she did everything right. I think she expected I would see things her way and agree that she could date Tom. Much to her surprise, I very firmly said no.
She should have said yes.
That's
no, I'm serious. She should have said yes because if Luke and Amy act weird, you gonna be like, why y'all acting weird?
Right. Yeah. This has caused a bit of a conflict. She didn't even want to date him that badly, but she doesn't understand why she isn't allowed to date him. And I couldn't explain it to her. All I came up with was that he's too old for you, which he is. But it's not. She's 17. And he's 17, she's 15. Yeah, I mean, it's a little weird.
They in high school together, so I guess it's cool.
Yeah. When Amy and Luke heard, I was so curious to see their reaction if either of them had agreed with Sophie and tried to convince me that the two of them should be allowed to date. I think that would have been relieved and taken that as proof that I'm wrong about what's going on between them and wrong about who has actually fathered Amy's children. But the ambiguity has continued. They took my side and both of them put their foot down, not as fiercely as I did, though. Luke agreed with me, but he also he was also worried about trying to forbid such a romance would make Sophie want it more.
Okay, that's a normal reaction.
Yeah, he's probably right about that. Amy seemed more apathetic to the idea. She didn't want Tom to date Sophie either, and she's backed me up, but I don't know. She just wasn't taking it very seriously, and she seemed to think it was just a fleeting crush. Well,
see, I told you they was gonna let it happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, it wasn't. And in the months that have followed, Tom has spent more and more time with Sophie. They would be alone or with other friends anytime they possibly could. It's become abundantly clear that Tom is crazy about Sophie and wants to be with her. And
they grew up together, so that makes sense.
Yeah, and he definitely wants to be physical. I've seen them I've been watching them like a hawk, and I've seen his eyes wander. Okay, well, he's 17.
Right.
He could think about it. And while I'm doing everything I can to kill this budding romance, I also am feeling somewhat powerless. Sophie hasn't outwardly defied me, but she's still hanging out with Tom as just friends. So forcing them to stop spending time together is unreasonable and would probably encourage sneaking around. So I'm afraid that's what they're going to end up doing. My nightmare is that they're already secretly dating and are doing God knows what while no one's looking. I've observed Tom being rather handsy with Sophie, and she presents no objection whatsoever. I just don't know what to say. I have considered trying to convince Sophie that Tom is like her brother. Anyway. But if she doesn't see him as a brother, I don't know if I really have the power to rewrite their dynamic or the history of their friendship. I always saw Amy and her children as like family, but my kids might see Amy's kids as more than friends. The problem is, of course, that if my husband has indeed been carrying on an affair over the years, and I'm right about the paternity of Amy's children, then Tom and Amy cannot, Tom and Sophie cannot be anything more than friends under any other circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
It can never happen. I feel powerless to stop this. Luke has apparently talked to Tom about this, as has Amy, and he is unrelenting. He won't give up on Sophie. I think she enjoys the attention and the devotion. Tom has also
Which makes sense for a 15-year-old.
Yeah. Tom has also confronted me and asked me why I'm so against him dating my daughter. And I don't know how to say this other than to fall back on that she's too young for him. Bro, sis, I don't know. Just like be like, y'all look like you could be related.
I would keep sprinkling that in there, like, y'all grew up together. You're like one of my kids. You're like one of Luke's kids. Like,
right.
Not one of his kids.
because that nigga is Luke's, bro. What she need to do is yank some hair out of that motherfucker's head, yank some out of her daughter's head, and do a damn paternity test. That's what the fuck she need to do.
Mm-hmm.
But this excuse won't work forever. If they're in, God forbid, if they're still attracted to each other in a few years, they're gonna pursue this with no abandon because they'll be legal adults and there's nothing I can do about it. Amy and Luke agree with me that Tom cannot date Sophie, but that's all they've really done. They feel just as powerless as me to prevent this teen romance. Bitch, not all three of y'all being like, we can't do anything. Bitch.
I mean, because think about it, like, if they've been keeping up this ruse, right? And I'm really hoping to God that this is just, a kawinky dick and the OP has made it up in her head, right? If they've kept on this ruse for so long, bro, they're probably like, we can't do anything. Because
right.
if we tell them the truth, we're going to destroy everyone's lives, right? We are not going to be able to have relationships with our kids because they're going to look at us as fucking traitors, especially his kids with OP. So it's what, and then to make matters worse, right? Let's say, for instance, these kids really do genuinely have romantic feelings for each other. That shit ain't just gonna go away overnight. They're not gonna be able to have a normal brother-sister relationship ever.
It's about to be life with Derek up in this bitch.
Did y'all ever watch The Fosters?
No.
Never mind, because they had a similar shit, but it wasn't as bad.
It generally feels like they've given up and buried their heads in the sand, just doing nothing and hoping that their feelings will pass as they get older, which, yeah, they're in high school. It's unlikely that Tom will be in love with Sophie forever, but my fear is that she'll let him do something intimate with her before that time comes, and something neither of them can take back. I am this close to opening a door I cannot close, this close to screaming at Luke that this wouldn't be happening if he hadn't cheated on me for so many years. And if he hadn't been raising a second family with his surrogate sister behind my back. Now Luke's son is trying to fuck our daughter.
Oh, she's not wrong though.
And she's his actual sister, because as far as he knows, that's just his childhood friend, and it's all Luke and Amy's fault for everything that those two have done. If I speak up, everything is going to go to hell, and on the chance that I'm wrong, I'm going to be a horrible monster that accused the love of my life and one of my closest friends of doing something horrible.
Pluck them motherfuckers' hairs and do a test.
No, honestly, DNA test for sure.
She should have been like, bro, if obviously I couldn't be in this scenario because dude, right? But like if I was in this situation, or if like one of y'all are in the situation, I would have been like, yo, just do a test. you with the motherfuckers all the time. It should be that hard to pluck a strand of hair.
Right. I lost my place. If I'm right, this tears our entire structure apart. The family and social unit we've become over the last several years is gone. Everyone will be stressed and upset even if Luke and I don't get a divorce. If I do nothing, Sophie eventually sleeps with Tom and ends up as his girlfriend. And I'm low-key terrified that this is going to happen sooner rather than later. Or worse, it's already happening under my nose. I hope to hell this relationship fades as they get older, but what if it doesn't? What if they wind up together and married and pregnant someday? And if I tell Sophie the truth about Amy's kids and then everyone else is going to find out too. And that's going to ruin our lives. It would shatter my kids' perception of their father and their aunt Amy. Luke is Owen's hero. I don't even want to think about how much this would hurt him.
Who's Owen?
Owen is one of her younger kids.
Okay.
And what about Amy's children? They're innocent. They didn't ask for any of this. They don't have any control about where they came from. And
also they're gonna ask, like, how comes you were a father to them and not us?
Yeah. Admittedly, I'm not happy with Tom at the moment. A week ago, I saw him put his hand on Sophie's butt. And I wanted him to knock his teeth out, but even he doesn't deserve to be burdened with the knowledge that it's his half sister that he's been fantasizing about. It's all so fucked up, and I don't know what to do. I've been looking the other way and letting my husband and his best friend insult me for all these years. But this business with Tom and Sophie has me distressed. And the first comment actually is, looks like everybody's getting a 23andMe for Christmas. Merry Christmas.
But no, honestly, listen, if she really feels this strongly that, like, there's a strong possibility that they're siblings, she needs to take a test.
Actually, she answered that comment. She said a year ago she suggested that they do the 23andMe's. And Luke was very staunchly against it. He says that the ancestry tests are just a scam from the government to get our DNA. And I also asked Amy to see how she would react, and guess which one of us she agreed with?
Luke.
She needs to do that damn paternity test on the low. Fuck out of here, bro.
But that is part 1.
I can't wait for the rest. And Tina, I know you gotta go, sis, but damn, I wish we could continue. Fuck. Yo, Soju, screenshot them motherfuckers, please, just in case, like, it gets swiped off of Reddit, because I needs to know what happens.
Yeah.
I haven't saved my profile. Hopefully this doesn't get wiped off of Reddit, because there's hella parts to this. I think there's 6 parts in total. I'm not gonna hold you.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Shuddy's going through it.
Bro. She never said when she started thinking this, right? She started thinking it towards the end.
She started thinking about this when they found out Kaylee's allergy, which is Amy's second child.
But then they had 2 more kids.
And so did Amy.
She didn't do this damn paternity test. I need to know if this is Luke's child or not. Luke, you are the father. Tina, how do you what do you think? You think there's just a chance that it's all just a coinky dink?
Nah, certain shit just not lining up at all. At all. Like, it would probably just be, bro, if it is a coincidence, it's the wildest coincidence ever.
Right.
Like,
because the fact that your oldest son is starting to look like this man, no.
Right.
No. then the other one has the same, not even similar, same, like damn near rare allergy as your husband.
And all your kids biracial, like my kids, like, and then also, no one knows who the daddy is.
Exactly.
I ain't never seen you with a man.
Even if, like, I feel like the biracial thing could kind of be like,
If she has a preference.
Yeah, like if the mystery man, you know, he just never showed up, maybe she did have a preference, right? But the fact that the oldest son looks like him and the other one has the same allergy, those are two big, like.
Well, she even says that the youngest son looks like him.
Sign. Yeah, like, come on. And then I'm still not over him fucking spending the night over her house sometimes.
Yeah,
you're not
no,
doing
that's
that.
no
As
sense.
my husband, you are not doing that.
In your 40s?
That don't make no sense.
Yeah, no, we're not having sleepovers. What are we doing? Fucking. That's what they're doing.
Right. No, honestly, though. Watch. OP's actually just racist with a whole bunch of biracial children. She's like, yeah, that looks
would
like
be
him because that's
wild.
the only black man in my life.
That would be crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, son. I ain't gonna lie. That could also be it.
Right.
Listen, some of the stories I hear about, like, from biracial kids and they white mama, yo.
Which I would never understand. Like, how?
It's because, so I don't want to get too into it because I know, like, we got to have to wrap up the show because Tina does have a bedtime. But, like, you got to realize black people are fetishized, right?
Yeah.
Especially black women. But black men are also fetishized. That's why, like, the whole BBC thing and how, like, you know, the one positive, and it's not even really all that positive, stereotype that black men have is that we got a fucking horse dick between our knees. So I think a lot of times these women, they link up because it's like, oh, you know, it's fun and it's exotic. Part of it too is that, like, if they got daddy issues and daddy hates the blacks, well, guess who I'm gonna fuck? You know what I mean? To get back at dad. And then it might be one of those things where it's like, yes, I am married and have kids with a black man, but my kids aren't black.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that before. Where it's like, well, I'm white, so my kids are white. I'm like, no, they're not.
Yeah. So listen.
But juicy. I've been waiting for a juicy post.
Fuck. I can't wait for next Wednesday, bro. Between Love is Blind and this shit, oh my god, the tea is hot.
But thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Yeah. You already know, bro. We appreciate everyone in the chat. We appreciate y'all who watch us on the YouTube and listen to us on Spotify. You know, if you have an unhinged story or you need relationship advice, you can email us at unhingedunfiltered@gmail.com. Like I said earlier, we are on the Spotify and the YouTube. Literally, the name is Unhinged Unfiltered podcast. And yeah, we love you guys, and we are super excited to see you guys next week. And my final message to y'all is, you know, kick your feet up in the air while you eating it. Be whimsical. She likes it. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Okay.